Hi, in this question, I'm going to solve again the practice question for scale drawing, bearing, and trigonometry. Okay, let us take a look. Number 16. Organize, build small home. The dimension of home are given in the diagram. The vertex of the floor is V. Okay, the vertex. Above the center. Okay, above the center. So this is right in the middle. So we need to find the house in the meter. Okay, in the meter. So let us change it all into meter. So it's 3.4 meter, 3.2 meter, 3.8 meter, and here is 4 meter. Find the height of the house in the meter. Okay, as this line is 3.4, let us find the diagonal. Here for the diagonal I will rewrite it to make it easier. Okay, here is the rectangle. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there you go. So here is 4 meter, and here is 3.8. We need to find the diagonal. As this is, we can use the Pythagoras theorem. So we can make it square root of 4 square plus by 3.8 square. So you can use a calculator to solve this problem. So square root of 4 square plus by 3.8 square. Okay, so this is 5.52. Okay, as the diagonal is 5.52, so let us draw it here. Here we can make it the right angle, isn't it? Okay, from that right angle, we know it. Here is 3.4, and the diagonal is 5.52 as the diagonal. So a half of the diagonal we can divide by 2. 5.52 we divide by 2. So this will give us the answer of 2.76. So to find the height, we can use the Pythagoras theorem again. So here the hypotenuse. So 3.4 square minus by 2.76 square. So use a calculator again. 3.4 square we minus with 2.76 square. Okay, we got it. So here is 1.99. Okay, so from the floor, as this is 3.2, so we can make it 3.2 we plus by 1.99. So we got 3.2 addition with 1.99. So the answer is gonna be 5.19 meter. So we need to find the angle of the elevation point. Okay, from here till here, A to the center is 5.52 and the height is 5.19. So we need to find the height. Okay, if we illustrate, the triangle is gonna be this. Here is 5.52, here is 5.19. As we need to find this angle. Okay, opposite of it and the adjacent. So we can use tan. So I will write it here for B. So tan theta, this equal to opposite, which is 5.19 divided with the adjacent is 5.52. So you can use a calculator like this. So 5.19 divided by 5.52 equal to the angle. This as a inverse. So we'll find it tan, and then we got 5.19 we divide with 5.52. It's 4 and then 3.8. Apologize, it's not 5.52 as the diagonal, so this is a half of the diagonal. Here it has to be 9 but 2.76, a half of the diagonal. So here is gonna be 2.76, and we can just edit. Okay, 2.76, also 2.76. Okay, rewrite again. Tan 5.19, then we divide it with 2.76. So the angle, the theta or the angle is gonna be 62 degree. So we can write it here, 62 degree. We need to find the distance of AC. Okay, AC is the diagonal, so we use here the same diagonal. So A to C is 5.52 meter. Now the distance of A to the G. Okay, we got the right angle. We can illustrate. Here is 3.2. Then we got this is 5.52. As this is right angle, we can go for the Pythagoras theorem. So this is x. So x equal to square root of 5.52 square. We plus by 3.2 square. So use a calculator. Here is square root of 5.52 square. We plus by 3.2 square. Then the answer AG is gonna be 6.38 meter. Okay, 17. Okay, there is a bearing. So the ship set sail forth on the bearing of 040 after traveling 5 km in a straight line. The ship made a sudden turn and then traveled 7 km on the bearing of 120. Then the ship reaches the point C. Okay, 40. So the first sport here. So remember, to make it bearing, we need to make it the north line first. Here is the north and 40 clockwise. Okay, let's say it's around here. Here is 5 km. So 5 km here, 5 km with the bearing of 40 degree. Next turn is 120. So make it to the north again for the bearing. So we make it to until 120. Okay, it's 120 degree. Yeah, you need to use a protector as 7 km. So let's say this is 7 km. Okay, we need to find it the direct distance between the point C. Okay, so we need to find it this line from the 4 to the C. Okay, from the 4 to the C. Yeah, this is the distance. So we can find it if this is 40. So this length is gonna be 90 minus by 40 is gonna be 50 degree. Okay, 50 degree. Then what else can we know from here? Opposite of it. And then the adjacent. Yeah, the distance. Okay, let's continue. 40. So it's north and north, the total of 180. So 180 we minus by 40. So gonna be here is 140. Okay, one turn is what 360. We minus by 120 minus by 140. So 360 we minus by 120 minus 140. Okay, here is the degree is 100. Okay, so we got opposite. Yes, so we can use the sin rule. So the angle, the port angle, and with the opposite, so 7 divided with the sin of 50 degree, this equal to, okay, this is x, we divided with sin of 100 degree. So x equal to 7, we multiplied with the sin of 100 degree, then we divided with the sin of 50 degree. So you need a calculator to solve it. Right, use a calculator. 7 we multiply it with the sin of 100, then we divide with the sin of 50 degree. Kilometer, this is 7, yes, opposite is 7, then now this angle here. Okay, as this is 7, this is 50. Okay, 90. Yeah, we don't know yet this angle, if this is 90 degree or no. So let us review again. 50, 140. So as this is 100, yeah, here we don't know yet the angle, so we cannot use the sin rule. However, we can use the cosine rule. So as this is x, so we can make it x square equal to, we got 7 square plus by 5 square minus by 2, 5, and then 7 times with cos of 100 degree. So we can go for it. So 7 square we plus by 5 square, it's gonna be 74. We minus with 2 times 5, then we multiply it by 7, it's gonna be 70 cos 100 degree. So x equal to square root of 74 minus 70 multiplied with the cos of 100 degree. So I will use a calculator. So this is square root of 74, we minus with 70 times cos 100. Close. So yeah, we will got the answer of x equal to 9.28. This is kilometer. So this is 100 degree, so we can use the cosine rule. So the distance from the sea to the port is 9.28 kilometer. Okay, next we can try to find the bearing on which ship the sail set is to take the most direct route. Okay, so we can make it to the north. As this is 120, so it's gonna be 60 degree. To the right angle, it's gonna be 90 degree. Okay, so what else information can we take it? Yeah, here also is 90 degree. Yeah, actually this you need to use a protector, so you will be able to find it the degree. So you just count it from here until back to the port. So based on the answer you will get after you use a protector correctly, it's gonna be 268 degree. Okay, here is the last question. So take a look of the question. So two Coast Guard stations are positioned 100 kilometer apart. So from the first and then the second is 100 kilometer. Run exactly east and west. Okay, east and west. So let's make it, this is A. Here is B. A distress call sent from the ship and the boat Coast Guard station measured on the bearing of the signal from their respective position. Coast Guard A report that the ship lie on the bearing of 150. Okay, 150. So make it to the north. You need a protector. So here is 150. Okay, let's say this is 150 degree. Then the next report that ship lies on the bearing of, and B reports that the ship lies on the bearing of 150. Make it to the north. So 190. Yeah, most probably look like this, 190 degree. Okay, A. The bearing on which each of the two coasts must set sail to reach a stricken ship. Okay, so to find it, as this is 150 east and west, so we can make it straight line. It is 90, so we can make it 150 degree minus by 90 degree, which equal to 60 degrees. So here is 60 degree directly. Okay, and here is, we got 270, so we can make it 270. It's 90, 90, 90 minus by 190 degree. It's gonna be 80 degree. So this angle is 80 degree. Okay, since we can make it, okay, it's not very good. 60 degree. Okay, 60 and 80. As this is the sum of the triangle, we got 60, 80, so this angle must be 40 degree, because the sum of the interior triangle is 180. So the bearing in which of two Coast Guard must set sail to reach the, okay, for A, it's gonna be 150 degree. B is 190 degree, because we started from the north directly. Okay, B, the distance that each of two lifeboats will need to travel to provide the help. Okay, as we got here, A to B, the distance is 100 kilometer. So we can find, okay, this is B and here is C. We can use the sin rule. So we got first 100 divided with the sin of 40 degree equal to is A is B. Oh, let's make it this A. It's B. Okay, for A, this is over with sin of 60 degree. So A equal to 100 multiplied with sin 60 degree, and we divided with the sin of 40 degree. Use a calculator. So the distance for the A, sin 80, 60, okay, is 134.73 kilometer. How about the B? We can find it again the same way. 100 divided with the sin of 40 degree, opposite of it, equal to B. We got confused about the letter. Okay, B, and this is not A. Okay, this is B, and this is A. Okay, for B, this is over of opposite of it is sin of 80 degree. So we can make it B equal to 100 multiplied with the sin of 80 degree, then divide with the sin of 40 degree. So B, after use a calculator, you will get the answer of 6040, and the answer is of 153.21 kilometer. Okay, that is. So let us write it. So the A, from the A, we need to travel. Here is A, so B, 153.21 kilometer. And for the B, here A, we need to travel 134.73 kilometer. Okay, there it is. Thank you.